What's going on? This is Good Vibes Only, and this is the first episode of Oso Real. I'm with Miss Marissa Ortiz, aka Mo.
What's up, y'all? So nice to meet you.
So, who is Mo, and what is it that you do?
Who is Mo? Man, Mo's a lot of things. I'm a full-time entrepreneur. I'm an author of The Awakening, 7 Steps to Mastering Self-Healing, which you can actually find on Amazon. I make music, but different music, one that's going to make you feel good. And I'm a mother, I'm a friend, I'm a lover.
So, what experiences from your childhood shaped the woman that you are today?
So I came from a very difficult childhood. I experienced a lot of trauma. And then at the age of 12 years old, I ended up into the system of foster care group homes, facilities. And from there, life was, it became very interesting. But at the same time, it was also very healing. I did a lot of writing. I did a lot of crying, a lot of trying to figure out who I was, period, because you're learning yourself. Did you also come from the foster care system?
So I did, so I understand that everything you're talking about. Like, I've been there too, growing up in the system. It was hard for me, but, you just had to keep going. You know how it is.
Exactly. And also I want to bring this to the light because it's good to actually speak to somebody who understands the system. But from people who actually come from the system, we are often stigmatized. We are often said that we're going to be statistic. We're going to be on drugs. We're going to have 10 kids. We're not going to make it in life. But the thing is, it doesn't matter what your background is. It's literally your mindset.
That's right.
And when you say, you know what, I'm not going to let anything stop me from my success and reaching where I want to be, and you have that imprinted in yourself, you can go so fucking far, and nothing can stop you.
How did growing up in the system influence the way you view love and trust, and belonging around, your surroundings and others?
The turning point was when I ended up in the system. When you come from a world where you don't really know what love is, genuine love from a stranger, and you don't know, hey, is this person going to take advantage of me, or are they going to abandon me, or, different things you think about. When I ended up in the system, the first group home I went to was a level 3 facility. The level 3 facility is where you're locked. You're in a setting, in a home, but your items are locked up. You have time showers. You have chores on a schedule. The only thing besides that, you go to school, a public school. Within 2 months, I was able to go to a level 2 facility, which is a drop-down facility where you go to school, you have more freedom, you can go places and so forth. And I was actually there for up until the age of 17. But during that point, I literally there were strangers. I was in a new city. Like, I don't know this place. And a different culture. Let's talk about culture.
Right.
And, so many things were said to me, stigmatized. So I'm in this place by myself. And I went to writing. I literally had notebooks, like 6 to 7 full notebooks, where that was my therapy. I wrote every single day. And it wasn't until I really got to my level 2 facility where those strangers that I met, it was very scary at first. But with consistency, was showing me love. Well, they decided to switch me and put me in foster care age 17. And so that point, now Marissa was always like, I tried to be on, in the group home. I was always I didn't want to get in trouble. Like, that was my biggest thing. But when they did that and they made me lose contact with my people who cared for me all that time. And they sent me again with new strangers. And it was a different life. I started acting out. I started skipping school. I started fighting.
You was 17, right?
17.
You were around people that helped you get.
I was angry. I became angry, and I was like, why? That was my safe space. And at that point, I aged out at 18 years old. But I ended up going back. My old group homeowner from the level 2, she took me in until I graduated at 19 years old. And the reason why I graduated at 19, I had been to 5 different high schools. In my whole entire, yes. But here I am. I mean, I have a whole fucking master's degree, so I did that shit.
A lot of people, we went to 5 different high schools. Some people might, that's good and bad, but the good part, different people. Was there a moment when you realized your pain could be transferred into purpose?
So I was 9 years old. I was at home, and I had just experienced a reprimand. Voice was like, Marissa, what you're going through is going to make sense one day. And it was like, these experiences are literally, you're going to speak to people. You're going to help others. So I'm a little 9-year-old girl. And I'm like, what? And then it was like, it was a fire in me. Like a fire just fell. So the next day, I went to school. This is how serious I was. I went to school. I took the yearbook, but got the yearbook, went to the office. I printed out like 10 to 15 copies, and I was passing it around class. I cut each one out, signed the back of it. I said, one day, save this because it's going to be worth millions. And I was very confident when I said this. Well, people stepped on it, threw it out, found it in the bathroom, crumpled up, except for one person. And me and her still talk to this day. One person saved it, and she really believed in me in the most difficult times. So ever since then, that is literally where I received my calling. That was me saying, you know what, all the shit you're about to go through is going to be your story. It's going to mold this. Like you're building yourself. All these
Break.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does being intuitive means? Yeah.
Listening, feeling to the signs around you. Let me ask you this question to all the viewers. Have you ever felt an uneasy feeling about a situation? And it could have been, let me take another route to go home. Let me stay a few minutes at the office, or whatever it might be, those nudges, right? Or if you're invited somewhere and something in you is like, that's called being intuitive. Those are nudges that you have to listen to. Those are signs. I listen to my body. If I'm feeling good about a situation, let's say that you have an opportunity. If that opportunity makes you feel good, that's a good sign. But if it's like, I don't know about that one, listen. That's literally the universe sending you intuitive nudges.
So how did your spiritual journey begin, and what awakened that part of it?
Right before COVID, I had a download. I call them downloads, but it was being intuitive. It was that nudge. I was actually working a corporate job, and a woman came in. This was literally like 2 weeks before COVID actually came out to the world, and everyone went crazy. But this woman came in, and when I say this woman looked like she came from The Walking Dead, I'm not exaggerating. So I said, something's up with her. Something, and it was a little office, and it was another employee who was taking care of her, but I just felt something was off. She had a face mask on, and she sat down, and she just looked bad, okay? And after they went out the office, I ended up cleaning the area. When I said I went to my break for maybe an hour later, I went to my car, and I just wasn't feeling it. Like, right before that, I told one of my managers, I was like, I think we need to start using gloves around here. It was just something in me that said that. And then they laughed at me, and they were like, Marissa, you're over-exaggerating. We don't need to invest in that. And I listened, because it's my boss, okay, whatever. But I went to the car. I literally was supposed to take a 30-minute break. 2 hours later, my person who works with me, they came out, and they were knocking on my window. I instantly felt sick. When I say I felt like I had the flu, I don't know what happened. I went home, and I never get sick, but I went home, I threw myself in the bed. Like, I was just done. It lasted for only 2 days. It was crazy because it happened abruptly, and I just knew something was off. After that, they furloughed me. I was one of the people, they did thousands of people because of COVID layoffs. Yeah. I was one of them. So literally after that, I ended up, my business was born. And from that, I started seeing signs all around me. And at first I was confused, It would be simple signs like finding a random feather in my car with the windows closed. Angel numbers.
I see a lot of angels.
Yes. So I started getting curious. I'm like, okay, and I started listening. I started really digging into myself. And at that time also, I was trying to heal. I've been healing for the last 5 years, deep healing. And that's actually how my book was made, The Awakening. During that process, from me putting in that work and actually self-healing myself, I was able to create that book to help other people. So that's why the passion behind that. But that is where it began. And from there, it just evolved because I allowed it to evolve. I allowed myself to listen and actually trust myself and my body and the universe and my angels and really put in that trust. And it changed my life for the better.
How do you navigate feeling like the black sheep and still feeling true to yourself?
For a long time, that term black sheep, it really triggered me. When you're consistently hearing that you're going to become something that you don't put and want in your future, or people determine what your future is going to be. It can be, if you're not healed, let me say that, if you're not healed, it can be unsettling. It can make you feel like you're alone. It can make you feel like you're a nobody. And it really can break you down. Until you actually do that inner work and that inner healing, then you start to build that confidence and discover who the fuck you are. And when you fucking discover who the fuck you are, you become the motherfucking golden child. And nobody can tell you what the fuck it is.
So do you feel like healing never stops?
Fuck no. No! I'm gonna explain why I say that. Because in life, we're consistently fucking healing. We deal with so much shit in our lives, whether it's a breakup, whether it's family issues, whether it's grief, right? And healing is healing. Healing is literally having to take time for yourself and really do that fucking inner work as long as it takes until you find that peace and find that part of you that is whole. You know, and it takes time. It takes years sometimes. And it's okay. There's no rush to it. But once you do heal, yeah, shit happens. Life happens. But the one thing about it is every single time, you're getting fucking stronger than ever. You're building that fucking muscle and that grit to keep on going and surpass those. So eventually, them little things, it's like, oh, I've been there, done that. Oh, I've been there, I know. And you can also teach other people, right? You could teach them, hey, I've been through that. I've experienced that shit. And this is what I did to help me get out of that heel. And that's a part of community and working together and all that good stuff.
That's right. So healing helps others too. You know, while you're in the healing process, you help others too. How do you still protect your energy while still being open and giving to others?
So there's this thing that I live by. I used to give from an empty cup. I was feeling drained. What I've learned during my healing process is how are you able to take care of your child from an empty cup? How are you able to be fully in a relationship from pouring out an empty cup? One thing that I have realized, and I changed my perspective of that, was, you know what? I need to start putting myself first. And whatever overflow comes over the cup, from me being fully there, I'm able to now use my options and choice to put my energy where I want to. So now sometimes, let me explain this, sometimes things happen in life, shit happens. We might have fucking 25% of that cup left from a situation, right? But you're able to take that time to again heal and literally pour little by little into that cup. And then when you're there and you fill your cup up, it's going to eventually trickle over, and then you can continue to give. But until then, if your cup is not full, you need to literally take a fucking step back, and you need to put that fucking work and effort into yourself. And if that means telling friends or not answering phone calls for a little bit to dig into yourself, it is what it is. And if you lose people on the way, they weren't supposed to be in your life in the first place.
That's right. Put yourself first. That's how you take care of the whole village.
Right, exactly.
What is something new you experienced recently in your journey that taught you more about yourself and how it has depended your connection to your mind, body, and spirit?
That's a good question. From the healing process and being able to actually dig deep within myself, I have been on a celibate journey over a year. And for me, I had been in 2 relationships with 2 different people, 7 years each. So the last 14 years, I was pouring my energy into other people. I wasn't pouring anything into myself to figure myself out. And that wasn't anyone else's fault, by the way. That was my fault because I didn't know any better, right? You can't do what you don't know. So for me, taking that time to not go on dates and not give yourself, because let me go a little deeper about what happens when you do go. And I'm not knocking anybody who wants to do whatever in their life, because everyone has their own life. But for me, when you give your body to someone, it's sacred. You don't just give your body to everybody. See, the thing what people don't realize is if you, let's say, get out of a relationship and you go to someone else immediately, you're not healed. You're not healing. You're literally substituting something. But when you're taking that time to go within and really learn yourself, you actually learn that there are energies between everybody. Everyone has energies. So when you're sleeping with other people or numerous people, guess what? Those people might be sleeping with other people. And energies fucking attract. So if you're sleeping with a whole bunch of people, how the fuck are you supposed to heal? No, you're inviting other fucking energies into yourself, like into your portal, into like, especially a woman. We are fucking sacred, man. Like that is our portal. We get birth. Men don't get birth. That is so sacred. So during my celibacy journey, I literally have been able to, that helped me to heal. That helped me to put all my attention into myself, to go take myself out on dates. And if I want to hang out with friends, I'll go and hang out with friends. But as far as being intimate, when I am intimate with someone, it's one-on-one. You have to have an actual connection with someone. That is it's an exchange of energy. Saving myself, honestly, has helped me to dig within and be clear about who I am and respect myself.
How do you stay grounded during heavy or overwhelming moments?
So there's a few techniques that I do use. One of them is writing. So writing is definitely...
Love writing.
Yes.
That's what you were saying the whole time, writing.
Writing, yes. So writing definitely. I always go in nature. Nature grounds me. Yeah, I talk to the trees and animals and shit.
You hugging the trees?
I sure do. I be, come on, touch my face. And they be touching my face. I got videos on my page. Y'all check it out. But,
yeah, I just see
yeah. So I literally bond, when you're in tune, you bond with nature. Like grounding, I'll go and I'll just be barefoot outside. The other day, I went and danced in the rain. We had torrential rain, and I went out there after the gym.
That rain was crazy.
And I promise you, it was so strong, I could have took a shower out there. Seriously, it was, but I felt so free. Literally, like you're getting cleansed. Like you just feel so good afterward. Nature. Like go barefoot outside, not on no concrete, okay? In some sand, in some dirt, in some grass, you will feel the difference. Just stay out there, try for 5 minutes, I promise you.
I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try the sand. I ain't tried the sand part yet.
Yeah, the beach.
Hug the tree.
The sand is like the beach. So the beach is another way of cleansing. I always love to go to the beach. That's like, the beach.
So I tried to hug a tree, but I was watching out for the bugs. So you just go straight in, or you just try to look and see what's going on first?
Well, always observe, because you never know. You might see a snake or something. So always be observing. But no, so it can be as simple as like how I start off. Of course, like go to like a tree, right?
Okay.
Make sure there's no little ants or whatever. I personally, now I'm bonding with the ants. It's crazy. I'm on a whole nother level, y'all. I talk to the ant, like, I'm like, oh, little moth, come here. But yeah, but what I do is I'll stick like my whole palm.
Okay.
And you talk to the tree. It's energy. It grows.
Okay.
So it's literally like you tell it, just like you tell your dog, you're beautiful, or you literally talk kind words and it can hear you. And you can even go as deep as saying, if you could you please touch my face to a branch, to one of its branches? And you have to be patient and really believe it, not just think it's a joke. If you believe it and you really say, hey, beautiful tree, can you please touch my face? And literally be patient. It's on my videos, y'all, while you laughing. And literally, if you be patient, the whole fucking branch will literally, like, it will move. And I do this with different trees. So I'm telling you, like,
what role does faith or belief plays in your life?
My whole life, man, I've had to just rely on faith. Like some days,
me too.
Some days you just don't. Some days, some things are out of our control. And when things get beyond your fucking control, it's like all you can do is let go, like God, and fall back and trust. Fucking fall back and trust the universe is gonna do some shit. And 9 times out of 10. It's gonna do some shit.
Yes, it does. Like for me, like every month, like I'm a full-time videographer, so I gotta meet my mark for that month, so I gotta pay bills. Like at the end of the month, I know people will get paid at the time, but spiritually, I feel like everything when I pray, I get stuff that comes and be like, all right, you taking care of, boom, 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 like it just happened back to back, like so, like. Now I just keep my faith.
You know what that's linked to, also, right?
What?
Manifestation. That's a whole nother terminology.
I've been praying on that for a long time, manifestation.
Yeah, so manifestation, so literally, like affirmations are very important. If you don't know what affirmations are, look it up. But literally believing and speaking. And when you speak it, that's why you have to be very careful what you say.
That's right.
You have to be very specific. You can ask for a certain person, but you might have left out some details that were very important. So you have to be very specific to the universe, and you have to speak as if you already have it. So I'm already a multi-billionaire, right? I'm calling that shit in, and it's gonna come. I already put it into the universe. But here's the thing about that: you can't wish bad on people either, because they can go both ways. And if you put shit on people or think negative thoughts about people, the universe does the same thing as a way of going back to you.
True.
So that's why you have to be very specific about your thoughts, what you wish for, but actually believing in saying that's already here, then it'll come to you.
What message do you hope your story gives to others who feel unseen or alone?
You're not alone. We're all in this together. Even if someone physically isn't there to help you, there are other people, there are resources out there. There are podcasts, there are interviews, there are people, strangers you can talk to.
That's right.
Who you never know what they have been through. And 9 times out of 10, the situation that you're facing, somebody else has experienced that shit before.
That's right, we all.
So learning from each other, knowing that you're not alone in this. Like, people have surpassed this, who have reached the bright lights at the end of the tunnel. You're not alone. You are not alone.
Hey.
I'm still holding on.
Hey. If you could speak to your younger self today, what would you say to yourself?
Mo, you did that shit, girl. You held on, you pushed through the fire, you believed, you had faith, you were resilient. You're a fucking boss. And you were made to be a boss in this fucking world. And you were made to help people. And one day, you'll see that the light is at the end of the tunnel.
That's right. Well, thank you so much, Marissa Ortiz, aka Mo. This is Good Vibes Only. This is episode 1, Keeping It Real with Oso. And this is real. Let's get it.